As our second year as the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber draws to a close, you can rest assured that your chamber is stronger and more vibrant than ever. A regional federation of over 2,000 private, public, and nonprofit members representing more than 80,000 people, your chamber is still the largest local chamber in both North Dakota and Minnesota, advocating for a strong metropolitan community and supporting the interests of our members located in Cass and Clay counties and beyond. We've had another busy year, filled with events, programs, and services you've come to know and love. From business after hours, to golf outings, to advocacy efforts, your chamber continues to strive for excellence on behalf of our members. We're also working to ensure that we're up to date in order to best serve you. This year, we renovated our reception area, boardroom, and office space at our home at 202 First Avenue North in Moorhead. Over 4 months, we watched our space transform into a state-of-the-art meeting facility, complete with new carpets, new furniture, and much more. Stop by and visit us sometime. After a process of discovery and introspection 2 years ago, the Chamber emerged with a new mission and vision for the organization. With this strategic plan for the future, the Chamber chose to focus in on 3 specific areas: advocacy, education, and engagement. We continue to work hard to promote economic growth and prosperity for our members in these 3 areas. Through effective public policy, the Chamber is working to foster an environment of economic growth. The Chamber took several positions this year, including opposing the Minnesota Supermajority Amendment in order to protect programs like local government aid and supporting a North Dakota state-run health care exchange. Despite the lack of a major flood this year, the Chamber continues to make permanent flood protection a top priority. Recurring floods make it difficult for our existing businesses to commit to investing in the region. Flooding is a huge economic issue, and you can rest assured your Chamber will continue to address the need for permanent protection throughout our region. The Chamber also supported the continuation of the half-cent sales tax for the City of Fargo to fund flood mitigation and infrastructure projects, which was passed during the June 2012 election. One of the biggest issues facing the Chamber's advocacy efforts this year was the constitutional amendment to abolish property taxes in North Dakota, known as Measure 2. The Chamber was an early leader in the opposition of this measure, citing the need to keep funding decisions local. In March, the Chamber hosted an informational breakfast with Measure 2 proponents and opponents to further educate our members on this very important issue. We are proud to report that Measure 2 was soundly defeated during the June 2012 election, and your Chamber is now working hard to ensure proper tax reform is enacted in the state of North Dakota. None of this could be done without the help of our Public Affairs Committee and its subcommittees. The committee has well over 20 members and works to ensure that issues affecting your organizations are researched and heard. One of the Chamber's former subcommittees became its own committee thanks to engaged members. The Military Affairs Committee has over 60 members and is tirelessly working to ensure that military families in our community are honored for their continuing sacrifices. In November, the Chamber and the Military Affairs Committee hosted Military Appreciation Day at the NDSU Bison football game, where military families enjoyed free tickets to the game and a variety of activities. In July, military families took in a night at the Red Hawks game, enjoyed a pregame picnic, and were honored by Chamber members. The committee is also dedicated to educating both themselves and our membership about our armed services. They visited the Air National Guard base, helped co-host a Hire Our Heroes career fair for service members, and kicked off Navy Week in August 2011 with a luncheon with Admiral Owens. In May, they held a press conference celebrating the USS North Dakota. The ship's replica has also visited several Chamber member offices throughout this fiscal year. In August, more than 100 people attended the inaugural State of the Military event, featuring top brass from the North Dakota and Minnesota National Guard. Attendees learned about the current state and future of our local armed services on a community, state, and national level. The impact of our military is very important to the Chamber, and is for that reason we have joined the fight to protect the Happy Hooligans C-27 Spartan mission, which is based at Hector International Airport. The Chamber formed the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Air National Guard support group chaired by Chamber President Craig Whitney with the help of local military advocates. The group even hosted press conferences with Senator John McCain, Senator John Hoeven, and Congressman Rick Berg. The economic impact of the National Guard on our community is over $70 million, and it is hard to express how much we depend on their service. Your Chamber and its Military Affairs Committee remain committed to supporting the military resources in our community. The Chamber continues to work alongside our elected officials at a local, state, and federal level. This year, we hosted Moorhead City Council candidate forums and held a legislative reception for our Minnesota District 9 legislators in St. Paul. Our annual State of the Cities event featuring the 4 area mayors was held in January and had over 450 people in attendance. The Chamber is dedicated to providing bold and visionary leadership throughout the region. Our 2011-12 Leadership Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo class included 33 graduates. The class got an in-depth look at the community through meetings with business and civic leaders, helped 5 local nonprofits with significant projects, and developed leadership skills to help them create and sustain thriving communities and businesses. Another way we're educating future leaders is through our Young Professionals Network, which has grown to 400 members. Not only are the YPNers learning about our community, they're also learning about issues that impact business. This year, the committee introduced a monthly Network to Business luncheon series to talk about topics like fraud, entrepreneurism, and more. Plus, our YPN Leadership Committee helped create a new Chamber Choice Award, which honors businesses who are working to ensure the success of young professionals in our community. The inaugural YPN Best Place to Work Award was given to Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota at our May 2012 Chamber Choice Awards luncheon. This year marked a new program for our Business Training Committee. The 2011-12 year featured 9 local and 3 national speakers. The program focused on timely, relevant issues for our members, and we saw big results. Our September customer service panel featured representatives from the Red Hawks, United Blood Services, Hornbachers, and Shields, and had nearly 200 members present. In February, almost 300 people learned how to talk about our generations with nationally acclaimed speaker Jason Dorsey, the Gen Y guy. In May, Craig Bull from NDSU, Denise Kolpak from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota, and Brian Hare from Warner & Company Insurance discussed how leadership isn't rocket science and gave savvy strategies for leadership success to over 100 attendees. Other training topics included conflict resolution, networking, employee engagement, social media, and computer forensics. We also educated our members on the state of the economy. Our February Economic Outlook Forum featured Stephen Moore, senior economist for the Wall Street Journal, as well as a panel of state and local experts discussing the economic outlook for our community, states, and nations. We continue to educate our members through our Chamber communications. Our monthly 36-page full-color newsletter, The Bridge, is chock full of information, events, member profiles, and community news. Our social media presence continues to thrive with over 1,000 Twitter followers and almost 600-person Facebook page. The Chamber gets things done thanks to a force of engaged and active volunteers. Currently, more than 300 people serve on one of our 7 committees. Our Ambassador Public Relations Committee welcomed new members, celebrated new locations, and more through over 130 ribbon cuttings this year. Our Member Relations Ambassadors used their book of business to make sure our members were involved and engaged in their chamber. The ambassadors also worked to ensure we had another successful Operation Thank You event in January, distributing new membership materials and Metro profiles to our 2,000-plus members. Our Public Affairs and Military Affairs committees have worked to ensure our members are in the know when it comes to policy issues at a local, state, and national level. Our Business Training Committee planned and executed 12 training sessions featuring local and national speakers. And our Leadership and YPN committees worked diligently to plan and execute both our Leadership Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo program and our Young Professionals Network, featuring timely, relevant events and educational sessions. Your chamber is also governed by an engaged board of directors, representing businesses and industries of all sizes throughout Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo. This year, our events broke records. In November, Bob Woodward, the renowned journalist known for breaking the Watergate scandal, keynoted our 2nd annual Voices of Vision event to an almost sold-out crowd. Our December Business After Hours was one for the record books, with over 1,000 people in attendance, more than 100 exhibitors, and an extra hour of networking. In May, our 2012 Corporate Cup event was the biggest one yet, featuring 48 teams competing in a series of physical fitness activities and a little friendly trash talk at Minnesota State University Moorhead. Our 2012 Chamber Challenge golf outing was also a smashing success. Held July 18th at Edgewood Golf Course, the day of golf and sun was completely sold out by March, and members had a great time with our Vegas-themed day. We also continue to provide the events and programs our members know and love. Our 2011 annual meeting had almost 600 attendees and marked the historic first year of our merged organization. The event featured Ron Offit, founder and chairman of R.D. Offit Company, as our 2011 legacy leader. Members were also in for a special treat as Offit was named the 38th recipient of the Rough Rider Award from Governor Jack Dalrymple. We held 6 business after hours event this year with an average of 500 people in attendance. Our February event at the Fargo Dome even featured a taste of the Metro with 8 local restaurant sponsors. In April, nearly 300 people attended the Treat Your Team luncheon at 2 great member locations, Hotel Donaldson and Maxwell's. And in May, we held our annual Chamber Choice Awards luncheon, featuring the announcement of the 2012 Chamber Choice Award winners. Small Not-for-Profit of the Year, Freedom Resource Center. Not-for-Profit of the Year, United Blood Services. Business of the Year, Warner & Company Insurance. Small Business of the Year, OnSharp. YPN, Best Place to Work, Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Entrepreneur of the Year, Barry Batchelor, Apparel. We also got a chance to participate in some community events, including Oktoberfest, Chamber Night at the Fargo Force, Chamber Military Appreciation Night at the Red Hawks, and Innovate North Dakota. Your chamber is constantly striving to achieve organizational excellence in order to best serve and engage you, our members. This year, your chamber was named the 2011 Outstanding Chamber of the Year by the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce Executives. We received a Bronze Award for Communication Excellence from the American Chamber of Commerce Executives for our work with the 2011 State of Energy Summit with Senator John Hoeven. In May, we learned we were a finalist for the 2012 Chamber of the Year Award given by the American Chamber of Commerce Executives. 4 chamber staffers traveled to Louisville, Kentucky to interview with a panel of judges and learn more about how to make our chamber even better. By the end of the day, we know we're just keeping good company with our excellent members. Our own Tyson Kuzna of Legacy Photography was named the North Dakota Young Entrepreneur of the Year by the Small Business Administration. Warner & Company Insurance was not only named the North Dakota Family-Owned Business of the Year, but went on to be named the Jeffrey Butlin National Family-Owned Business of the Year by the Small Business Administration. And Heritage Homes was named the National Dream Big Small Business of the Year by the U.S. Chamber. These are just a few of the examples of the great work of our members. We are honored that you are part of this organization, and we know that none of the work we do would be possible without you. We look forward to another year of advocacy, education, and engagement with you, our valued members.